Let's talk Tanya for the 11th of Iyar of a leap year. Today we start chapter 48. In the last two chapters we spoke about reflective love, contemplating God's love for us in order to arrive at a love back for Him. And the contemplation that the Alter Rebbe focused on specifically was Yetzias Mitzrayim, the going out of Egypt, or God taking us out of Egypt. In the next two chapters, chapters 48 to 49, we're also going to be talking about reflective love, but now we're going to shift our focus, and now we're going to be talking about the process of creation. This chapter and the next few segments of Tanya is going to be describing simply the process of creation, what had to happen spiritually speaking in order for creation to emerge. And then in the next chapter, chapter 49, we're going to take all that information and we're going to figure out how to use it in order to be able to arrive at a love for God. When we're talking about creation, the Kabbalists talk about the process called tzimtzum. Tzimtzum means contraction. God had to contract His light in order to allow for creation. Why is tzimtzum necessary? Why is contraction necessary? In this world, if we want to come up with a new product, you want something new to emerge, so that always requires some sort of process, some sort of cause and effect. So a seed becomes a tree, which leads to you having the apple, which leads you to having applesauce. Throw a few chemicals together and something else entirely will emerge. But ultimately, this is always cause and effect, and there's always a relationship between the cause and the effect. The world and all of creation, not only our world, but all of creation, even the higher spiritual worlds, none of that can be a product of any process which starts with the infinite light of God. And why is that? Because the infinite light of God is infinite. And our world and all of creation is finite. Now, no matter what kind of process you're going to have, no matter what kind of evolution or devolution you're going to have, ultimately, there is no process that will lead from a place of absolute infinity to something which is finite. So therefore, in order to allow for creation to emerge, we needed to have this huge contraction, which means, and obviously this is on a metaphorical level, but God had to remove His light, actually push all that infinite light to the side to allow for creation to emerge. Now, once we have that tzimtzum, once we have that contraction, what's next? What emerges from that contraction? We'll find that out, God willing, in tomorrow's Let's Talk Tanya.